So Dan Quinn, or not Dan Quinn, the reporters from the media gave us a Jayden Daniels injury update. Very unexpected. I knew Dan Quinn was speaking at 3:30. I didn't know that we were going to get updates before that. We got a Noah Brown injury update, which I'm sure you guys probably don't care about. We got a major Jayden Daniels injury update as well. As you guys are coming in, make sure you guys smash that like button as you guys are coming in. We have 12 people in here already. Let's try and get up to 12 likes already. Appreciate y'all for joining me. Make sure y'all sub up to the channel if you're not subscribed. So, as you see on your screen, Jayden Daniels was evaluated coming off the bye week, as Dan Quinn said he would be. And now he is a long shot to play against the Broncos on Sunday. And I am glad. Obviously, I want to see my guy play, but this is a very scary Broncos defensive line. And honestly, I feel like it's best for him to wait till he's fully healthy to return to the lineup. Now, my opinion has shifted a little bit. I think Jayden Daniels, if he can return next week, I think he should return. Um, if he's going to return week 15, I don't think he should return. Um, it all depends on when he can return. But again, if he can return after the Broncos game, go ahead and let him return. Now, I'm just glad he can't, return for this Broncos game. This is going to be a tough physical defensive matchup. And if my guy isn't fully healthy, I'm not sure that I want him playing in this game if he's not fully healthy. Now, if he's fully healthy, that's what he's played to do. Go out there and play. That's what he's paid to do. So, climbing out the hole like Bane. Yeah, man. At least my Toronto Raptors are doing good. Yeah, my OKC Thunder are doing good as well. So that's good. But yeah, so Jayden Daniels going to return to practice this week, but is a long shot to play. Probably will not play this Sunday versus the Broncos. As you guys are coming in, make sure you guys all click the like button. Everybody in here, make sure you guys smash the like button on this stream. Goal is going to be 5 super chats for this stream. So long shot for the Broncos, but he's probably going to be back versus the Vikings, is what I would imagine for Jayden Daniels. Also, another bit of good news for this team, I would say, is Noah Brown practice window is open. So Noah Brown practice window open, and we'll see ultimately when he will return. But 21-day practice window for Noah Brown has been open. It would be good to get him back. Obviously that's another weapon to help out Jayden Daniels. So we'll take any weapon we can get at this point. It'll be good to get Noah Brown back. So I'll be very excited when he comes back. Obviously not going to be resigned next year, but just want to see him for the rest of the year. I just want this team to string together some positive results for the rest of the year. Noah Brown practice window is open. So those are your updates pretty much. Dan Quinn will speak in about an hour, 3:30, and he will give us some more updates. And I don't know exactly what those updates are going to be, but Dan Quinn will give us some more updates, and that's probably going to include a Terry McLaurin update. So I'll be on stream for a while to let you guys know those updates. But again, as you guys are coming in, we have 17 people in here, so let's try and at least get up to 10 likes in the stream. All of y'all, make sure you click the like button on the stream, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Super chat goal is 5 super chats, so that would be greatly appreciated. And I'm just, this latter portion of the season, I just want to see competitive games. Like, you talk about this culture and how this team, how you operate this team and everyone plays for each other. And then when you go out there and you get smoked, it doesn't show. So I really just want to see competitive games from this team. I don't want to see more blowouts. Obviously, it's going to be a tough one for the Broncos, right? That's going to be a hard game, especially, now that you're probably not going to have Jayden Daniels in this game, now that you see that. But you have to go out there and compete. You can't lose from here on out. That's not an option, man. We got to go win some of these games. We have the Vikings after the Broncos game, so it doesn't get any easier than this. I think he's healthy enough to play. He probably just needs a week of practice, start getting a feel of things again. I agree. I think he probably needs a week to get adjusted to practicing again and adjusted into the lineup again, and then they'll play him the Vikings week. I fully expect him to play against the Minnesota Vikings. So we'll see ultimately how that goes. But yeah, I expect him to play versus the Vikings. I think he will play in that game, and we'll see. We'll see how well he plays. I think I just want to see him kind of get back to last year, like the way he was playing last year. I want to see him get back to those type of ways. I want to see him play like he was last year a little bit, just on this back end of the year. I want to see those type of performances from him. I want to see him start to look like he did last year, and warn the NFC. I want him to warn the NFC, like in the NFC East, like I'm still here. I didn't have all my guys this year. I didn't practice with the starting offense, all year. So I just want to warn you, like I'm here still. I'm coming next year still. Right. I want to see that. And I do want him to return to the lineup at some point. But again, if that's week 16, then I don't see a point in that. I don't see a point if it's week 16 when he's going to try and return. I don't see a point in him returning in week 16. But if that's soon, then have him return soon. If we play JJ McCarthy, we might lose. But if we play 9, we have a shot. He's such a clown, man, and he's not even good. So yeah, we could have it way worse. We could have JJ McCarthy as our quarterback. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's get to 10 likes on the stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you are in here and you're new to the channel, make sure you guys send a super chat to support. We're trying to get to 5 super chats today. Again, Dan Quinn will speak at 3:30, so we'll stay on for that. But we did get some premature updates here. Jayden Daniels long shot versus the Broncos again. I want him to play the rest of the year. I do. I want him to play the rest of the year. I've switched my opinion on that. I want him to get those reps. I want him to warn the NFC East I'm still here. I want him to show the NFC East. But ultimately, I don't know when he will be able to return. I don't know when he'll be cleared to play. I don't know. Because this injury, I mean, we didn't expect him to play at all the rest of the year. We didn't expect this injury to be, we just thought he would be out for the year. And so it's a blessing that we could even get him back, at the end of the year. So it's a blessing that we can even have him back for the end of the year. I will say that. So that's the good part about it. And the other thing is, like, you put him back in the lineup, he balls out like that. That's a very good. That's a very good sign for next year. And again, you didn't have basically the whole team, the whole year. The offense was not together. By the way, guys, we have 22 people in here. So as you join in, make sure you guys hit the like button. We're trying to get to about 30 likes overall on this stream. So I need all of y'all to click the like button that are in here right now. Would be greatly appreciated. I need all of y'all to click the subscribe button that are in here right now. Make sure y'all do that, as it's Broncos week. It's Monday. It's Broncos week. Dan Quinn speaking at 3:30. And I want a Terry update. I want a good Terry update. I hope Terry can go this week. And that's obviously going to be probably without Jayden Daniels, guys. I mean, listen, whenever Ian Rappaport says it's a long shot for Jayden to play against the Broncos, like that's a good sign. He's not going to play. So yeah, whenever Rappaport says that type of stuff, that means he's not going to play, which is fine. Again, this is going to be a very physical and tough Broncos defense that you might not want Jayden facing at the end of the day, because he's not going to be 100%. So you don't want to rush him back. You definitely don't want to do that. And it is going to be a week 13 game. So I'd say let's go. Let's roll into week 14 versus the Vikings. Go kill the Vikings and get us a few dubs for the end of the year. I know we're out of the playoffs. I know there's not much hope for the rest of the year, but stack a few wins together, stack a few positive things together, and then you can hopefully just start to build momentum for next year. I know nothing carries over, but he'll have a 5-game stretch run that would kick off with the Vikings. So listen, I really hope that we get Jayden back at some point soon. So make sure you guys leave your comments. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'm interested to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think Jayden Daniels should play? Do you think Jayden Daniels should play the rest of this year, or should they just sit him? Because I could already tell you they're probably going to play him, right? They're going to play him. They've already said that. So they're going to play him. Do you think they should play him, though? Doesn't matter if they are or aren't. Do you think they should? Let me know your comments. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear what you guys have to say But we did get a Jayden Daniels injury update. As I said, he was evaluated and he was told that he has a long shot to play versus the Broncos this week. So obviously not a great sign. I mean, I really wanted him. I really wanted him to play on Sunday Night Football. You know, a lot of our primetime games this year, obviously, have been stripped from us because Jayden just has not been able to play, and or Terry or Debo, right? So he shouldn't play the rest of the year, but that's just me. Yeah, I mean, I see that point too. I see both sides. I see that he should or shouldn't. I see both sides, honestly. So, yeah, you might not be wrong, King Joe. Appreciate you for joining me though. Again, if you could help me out with that super chat goal, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 5 today, so we need everybody to contribute. Hopefully, we can get to 5 today. But if we don't, that's all right. I understand. Let's see. He should definitely play. Okay, see, we already have 2 different opinions. I like that. He should definitely play. If you are healthy, then you play. And it sounds like he would be ready soon. So that's still a lot of games to get experience for a young quarterback. Yeah, that'll be a 5-game stretch that he would be able to play. So it is still a lot of games for him to play. It is still a lot of experience for him. And again, I see that side of things. I see like people that say like, okay, like he should, he's paid to go out here and play. Like he is, that at the end of the day, he's paid to go out here and play. So, but again, if it's week 16 and he's trying to make a return in week 16, then it's like you only have 2 games left. Just sit him. Don't risk anything major. So it's really a tricky situation, but we already know that that Dan Quinn's going to play him. So football players play football. Herm Edwards. Again, that's correct. They're paid to play football. Jayden Daniels is paid what he's paid to go out there and play football. Terry McLaurin is paid what he's paid to go out there and play football. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. BS. Forbes 3. It's Gonzalez 2 field goals over 50 yards. Coaching gives up on players too soon. Fixed league. So, let's see. Are you talking about Emmanuel Forbes? I don't know. Is this? Then obviously you said Zane Gonzalez 2 field goals over 50 yards. Coaching gives up on players too soon. Yeah, you might be talking about Emmanuel Forbes. I don't know. But I don't think the NFL is a fixed league. But I do have my questions sometimes, right? One, hear me out. I think this team is better than we think. The games we won, we didn't play well due to injuries and scheme. Until Dallas, Detroit, Seattle, we didn't really have bad losses. So I wonder what we I don't know. You didn't finish that, but listen, they were not terrible losses. I mean, we didn't expect the season to go down this far, this bad, at all. It was crazy how the season ended, or not ended. Sorry, how the season's gone. It's crazy. I just we didn't expect it, but yeah, those losses have been terrible. 2 would look fully healthy. Oh, so you wonder what we look fully healthy? Yeah, I agree with you. Like if we had Will Harris the full year, Austin Eckler the full year, Dietrich Wise the full year. Again, I wonder what we look like fully healthy. But I made a video about that earlier. I made a video talking about how injuries have killed the season and how, I wonder what we would look like fully healthy. Because I don't think we would be near as, obviously as bad as we were. And Dorrance Armstrong out for the year. So yeah, it's it would definitely be an interesting dynamic if we were fully healthy, but we're not. So make sure you guys smash the like button. We have 20 people in here. Let's try and get up to 20 likes in the stream. Smash that like button for me. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. Make sure you guys send a super chat to support. 5 super chats is the goal on today's stream. Dan Quinn will speak in about 36 minutes, 37 minutes. So we do still have some time before he ends up speaking. Probably get maybe some other updates too about Terry and them. And I expect Terry to be back. Honestly, I think Terry might be back this week versus the Broncos. But again, you can't have Jayden and Terry together. There's no Jayden and Terry because now Jayden is a long shot for this week. Like, I feel like anytime both of those guys are healthy, it's been forever ago. whenever we get Jayden back, Terry's hurt. Whenever Terry's back, we get Jayden's hurt. It's just crazy how this year is going. While injuries aren't an excuse, they sure can have an effect. Yeah. 21 players might be more. Missing a combined 82 games and counting is diabolical. Yeah. It's crazy. It is insane. Again, this season, I have nothing else to say but to just like say, look at it. Like look at the injuries. I mean, it's just insane how these injuries have derailed the season. You're not wrong, bro. Like, it's insane. King Joe, thank you for the super chat. Greatly appreciate you. Thank you for your generosity. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you for helping me reach the goal of 5 super chats on the stream. Really, really appreciate you. Why is Joe Witt Jr. still on the roster? DQ is too loyal. I agree. That is Joe Witt Jr. is Dan Quinn's guy. So he had to keep him around. You're not gonna fire him because that's his guy. And it sucks, but that's the way they operate. And Joe, fully expect Joe Witt Jr. to be here next year too. He's not going anywhere. And I don't really know what he's doing right now. I don't understand what he's doing right now, but they have him here. And so it sucks, man, because he's not like it's just what are you doing, man? Just fire him. Any other team just fires the defensive coordinator, right? Any other team fires the defensive coordinator. So when they're ready to move on. They don't keep him on the roster. So yeah, I agree with you. He's too loyal. And sometimes you got to say, like, nah, you're done, bro. I don't care if we're friends or not. Like, you're done. So I agree with you. Just doesn't make much sense to me. But yeah. Injuries are not an excuse for the style of football they've shown this year. There's no identity this year. And yeah, again, that's not wrong either. Listen, if you're going to preach culture, if you're going to preach how these guys play for each other, the brotherhood that you have, you can't go out there and lose and give up in the way that you did versus the Lions and the Seahawks. Like, you can't have Daron Payne and Javon Kinlaw doing stupid stuff against the Lions. You can't have that. It's not acceptable. It shows a lack of good coaching. I think definitely the identity they've shown has been off, and they're your things culture. Dan Quinn's brought here for the culture. Oh, the culture is so good. I mean, where's the culture now? Where's the culture now? So you're not wrong, man. It's there really isn't an identity this year, and so and part of that's because of injuries, because of everybody being hurt, but there hasn't been an identity, and it's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. I'll tell you that. So remember when Philly fans were so whiny and pissy when we knocked out Jalen Hurts and beat them? Imagine if they went through what we were currently going through. I mean, they wouldn't be able to do it, right? And they've had it over these years. They've had it so lucky. They've been blessed over these years. They don't know what being through hardship, going through hardship is. They don't know that. They don't remember that. And so and they could very well win the Super Bowl this year and have as many Super Bowls as we do. And that hurts. But yeah, they're just a bunch of whiners. That's what they are. So my guy Lil C White writes, I'm going to hate watching Marcus Mariota play versus the Broncos on Sunday night. Yeah, man. It sucks. But yeah, he's gonna be back. And so we'll just have to look forward to the Vikings game. Where Jayden's gonna be back. It sucks. I hate watching. I mean, we've had to watch Marcus Mariota on Monday Night Football versus the Chiefs. We've had to watch him in Madrid, Spain versus the Dolphins. Now we're gonna have to watch him on Sunday Night Football again. It sucks, but what are you gonna do? It was clear that Payne and Kinlaw weren't all in those 2 games. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. Those guys, they had their moments, this year, and again, that some of that falls on bad coaching. Honestly, it does. And so, got to find a way to tighten things up in the back half of the year, because there's going to be guys that don't want to play. There's going to be guys that don't want to play, honestly. So, is there any chance Cliff gets promoted to head coach and DQ stays the defensive coordinator? I don't think so. Definitely not at the end of this year. Now, if they're desperate for moves, a few years from now, or maybe even next year, things go bad, Okay, I could see that. But no, not the end of this year, not the off season. That will not happen anytime soon. So, but it's a good question. But that will not happen anytime soon, I don't believe. So, yeah, there's that. But let's see if we have any other Commanders updates. Again, 30 minutes from now, Dan Quinn will hop on to talk to the media. It's been a week since we've heard from Dan Quinn. So again, I expect a lot of updates from Dan Quinn, and I expect him to talk about how the bye week's gone. Um, I expect him to talk about a lot of different things. So, and how you're going to prepare Jayden Daniels, and how he's doing in his recovery. Will Harris as well. He'll talk about him too. So that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Just sucks to hear that Jaden's a long shot for this game. It sucks to hear that Jaden's a long shot too, for sure. Make or break off season for Adam Peters coming up next year. That this was always a rebuild. We just overperformed in year one. Yeah, this was always a rebuild. Yeah, and we did overperform in year one. I don't know if it's a make or break off season here though. Here's why. Because I think the scheme plays a part in things. Like I don't think Mike Sainristil is gonna be that bad at all. And he contributed to us winning the divisional round game last year. I don't think he's gonna be bad. I think Mike Sainristil might be pretty good. I just think he was being used wrong. Um, I think Ben Sinnott doesn't particularly fit in this offense. Um, and we'll see ultimately how that goes. But I think with Zach Ertz kind of overshadowing him, like I think Johnny Newton's shown flashes. Like I don't think his drafts have been horrible, but they've not been great. So yeah, Adam Peters has to come out here and smoke these picks. If we only have 5 picks or 6 picks this draft, he's got to come out here and smoke those picks. So if Jayden Daniels can still come back and finish the season in spite of his injuries, that would be super high note and would kill all comparisons to RG3. Yeah, I mean, I think you're still gonna have the people that are going to compare him to RG3 and stuff, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I hope that he can come back at the end of the year and prove people wrong and stuff. But again, if it's week 16, if it's week 17, there's no reason to bring him back. So you have to have a lot of questions here. There's a lot of questions. So we'll see ultimately what happens. Gonna be patient and see what Mariota does. If he at least has Terry and possibly Burks back. Not too hopeful about Noah Brown, even if he's healthy Sunday night. Agree, he'll probably get hurt again. Yeah, I mean, he'll probably be hurt. He'll probably get hurt in the game on Sunday if he plays. I don't think he will play though. But yeah, he'll be hurt the next game he plays. So I don't really care about Noah Brown that much. Not to throw shade on Noah Brown and stuff, but I don't really think there's much hope for him at all. I know he's not going to be here next year, and even the back half of the year, he's not going to be able to sustain himself. He's probably going to get injured again. So there's that. But yeah, I'll be patient. I'll see what Mariota does. I think Mariota is a must sign next year, must bring back. He's just such a reliable piece. He's just such a good piece to have. Very reliable piece. So I'll be interested to see what he does. Again, I'm not even mad at him for the Madrid loss at all. I just, we'll see how he does. Again, that's going to be a tough task. That's going to be a very, very tough task for Marcus Mariota in the game on Sunday night. I mean, Nick Bonito. I mean, they're just going to have so many. They just have so many weapons. There's so many weapons that the Broncos have that it's like Marcus is going to have a hard time. Marcus is going to have a hard time, man. So it might not be a real fun and great game Sunday night. So we'll see. But yeah, and I hope he gets Terry back. I hope he gets Noah Brown back. But we'll see. I hope those guys come back, man. I really do. I really want to see if they can come back or not. But make sure you guys smash that like button on the stream if you have not done so. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. If you're in here and you happen to not be subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe. Super chat goal is 5 super chats. Trying to reach 5 super chats. If you can help me with that goal, that'd be greatly appreciated. Those keep the channel running. Helps me out a lot. So drop your thoughts in the comment section. What are you guys feeling? What are you guys thinking about the Jayden situation, the Terry situation? Do you guys think he's going to play this week? Again, we'll hear in about 25 minutes if Terry is going to make strides and play this week. So RG3 has indeed been benched for piss poor performances too, not just injuries, numerous times. I doubt Jayden will ever perform as badly. That's what I feel are the main differences. He will not perform as badly. I definitely have confidence in Jayden Daniels. I think he's still a great quarterback. Like next year, I think we're back up next year. I mean, I think we're back up in 2026, back like Cook Crack in 2026. So that's my opinion on it. He's never gonna get benched though. Yeah. So that is a big difference too. That is a big difference. I'll be interested to see if Jayden goes out there and balls the rest of the year, and I really hope he does, man. I really hope he does. Goes out there, shines in these last few games, shows the NFC, in the NFC's like I'm still here. You're still gonna have to worry about me. You know, that's what I want to see. But it'll be interesting. That's for sure. That is for sure. We'll see if if he goes out there and balls, man. Because I hope he does. He posted on Instagram last night actually, of him too. I thought that was a little bit interesting. There was also a video circling of him saying that he's going to return this week. I mean, I don't know why people thought that that video was from this week. That was that was from the Seahawks week. So the video was from the Seahawks week that that Jayden said he's returning in. So I don't understand what people were thinking there. He never said he was returning this week. $100 million in cap space combined with the top 5 pick, which we can trade back for more. I believe we would be fine in 2026 and beyond. Yeah, I think we'll be fine too. You got to go out there and spend. Again, I talked about it. I mean, you can't go out there and shop at Five Below if you're AP. You have to go out there and spend a lot of money. You have to spend a lot of money if you're AP. So yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get a top 5 pick or not. I don't know what the situation with that's going to be. I don't know if we're gonna get hot and win these next 3 games. Like I don't know. I'm not gonna guarantee a top 5 pick right now. We're at 7th in the draft order, so it'll be interesting to see for sure. We're at 7 right now, though, I think, because yesterday didn't do us any good in the draft order. So, yeah, the rest of this year, I mean, honestly, the rest of this year is going to be about close losses. Like, I want to compete, I want to look good, but I'll take the losses. You know, I don't want to win these meaningless games. So that's what it's going to be about. I would like to have results like the Giants are getting. The Giants are playing really good football right now. But they're losing ultimately because they don't have leadership over there. So I kind of want to be like the Giants, honestly. Want to be like the Giants the back half of this year, to be honest with you. So yeah, we'll see. Some close losses would be very good. Close losses would be very good. We can move from there. So we'll see. See what happens. But yeah, there is a lot of cap space there for your team. Don't forget, you're gonna have to pay some guys. You're gonna have to pay Tunsil. You're gonna have to pay Luvu. You're gonna have to pay some guys if you're AP. But there is still some room. Like there's gonna be less money than you think, but there is still some room to pay to buy some things, to purchase some things that you ultimately are gonna need. So yeah, you still have room. I just hope we see Terry and Jayden one time this year. I want to see Jayden and Terry one time this year. You know, I want to see those guys play football. I do. I want to see those guys play football. I want to see those guys go out there together. I want to see it, man, because we're going to need it for next year. We're going to need it for next year. I want to see what these guys look like for next year. So hopefully we can see Terry and Jayden together. But who knows? Terry in 20 minutes when Dan Quinn speaks, in 20 minutes, Dan Quinn could say Terry's gonna be out for the year. He's going on IR. Like we don't know. We could get a huge update from Dan Quinn. I hope that's not the case though. We need to surround our quarterback with stud talent, wide receiver, and tight end in the draft. Are you in on Brandon Ayuk? Yeah, I agree with the first part of that. Am I in on Brandon Ayuk? I did make a video on that. Listen, if you're gonna have to trade for him, I'm out. Listen, I think that trading for him makes no sense, and he's not even. I mean, they're not gonna trade him. They're gonna have to release him. So I guess let's take trading out of the equation. If the 49ers release him, I'd give it a shot, honestly. Listen, I mean, MCL, ACL. I mean, he's hurt everything on his body at this point. He shredded his knee last year. Or I think was it the year before? No, last year. He shredded his knee. He's had some really bad injuries. So that's making me second guess a little bit. Um, he's also not a great locker room guy. He also has a bad attitude. Um, so there's some things that you have to watch out for sure. But I'd give it a shot, honestly. Brandon Ayuk on this football team, I think that he can still be a solid contributor on a football team. I think that he can still play good football. But his knee is might be cooked. So I don't know. I think I'm in. And you know that if he gets released, if he gets released, you know that he's going to pick the Commanders to go to. He wants the Commanders. They're going to be his number one option. So make sure you guys smash the like button if you have not done so. Let's get up to 25 likes on the stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. So super chat goal is 5 super chats. If we get another super chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I'd give Ayuk a shot, I guess. I'd give Ayuk a shot. Because again, he wants to come here. So he definitely wants to come here. At least I think so. I think he wants to come here. I think he wants to be here with his buddy Jayden Daniels. And I don't think Jayden Daniels would pass up the opportunity to have Brandon Ayuk on his football team either. I don't think he would pass that up at all. So there's definitely a lot to watch for with that situation. That's for sure. There's a lot to watch for with that situation, with that whole thing. And he's ultimately probably going to get released. He's probably going to get released. So we'll see. But yeah, I think he's going to. I think he's going to get released. I think we should take a swing on it. Honestly, honestly, in this presser, in a few minutes, they might ask him about Brandon Ayuk. Now I think Dan Quinn's probably going to give us word salad, and I think Dan Quinn's probably going to say, "Oh, we're looking to everything this offseason." I don't think Dan Quinn maybe will give us a huge update on what they're planning to do with the Brandon Ayuk situation, but somebody may ask him in this press conference coming up if they might attack Brandon Ayuk. So yeah, somebody might ask him that, and I'll be all here for it. So, but if you guys did not hear, Jayden Daniels was evaluated coming out of Washington's bye. And sources say this Sunday's game against the Broncos is a long shot for Jayden Daniels. Long shot. Probably not going to play this week versus the Broncos. Daniels will return to practice this week, though. His progress from his dislocated elbow, he's getting better, guys. Our quarterback, our star, our stud, he's getting better. So he's going to return very soon. And I don't know when it is, but hopefully he gets hot back end of the year and we can have something positive to go off of. Hopefully we can have something positive to go off of the end of the year. That's all I want. And just want this team to be competent, because these losses have been tragic. These losses have been terrible. So it'll be very interesting to hear. Very interesting to hear what Dan Quinn has to say in his presser too. Hopefully it's like a 20-minute presser. We get a lot of info too. I'm looking for it, man. I am looking for it. So hopefully our GOAT returns soon with the dislocated elbow. Again, drop your thoughts in the comment section. Do you guys think Daniels should return? to the football field in 2025? Do you think Jayden Daniels should return to the football field in 2025? Again, my opinion is swayed. My opinion is swayed. I think that Daniels should return. I think you send a bad message to your locker room. I think honestly, if you're not going to play Daniels the rest of the year, then you basically throw the towel in for the rest of the year and say, we don't care. And that does stuff to the locker room. I think that you should play Daniels, and I think that you should let him play, let him get reps. And again, he's paid to go out there and play football. That's what he's paid to do. So when you're paid to go out there and play football, you got to go out there and play football, no matter who you're playing. But that Broncos defensive line is a little bit dangerous. That Broncos defensive line is a little bit dangerous. So that's for sure. They've been the best defensive line in football this year. They've been one of the best defenses in football this year. So, but again, gotta let Jayden play football. Gotta let him play football. He's probably pushing to get back at this point. You know him and trying to play. I mean, he's pushing to get back. So we'll see if he does make a return to the lineup this year. We'll see. But so let's take a look at the draft. So before Dan Quinn's presser begins, let's take a look at the draft position. Right now we are sitting 7th in the draft order currently. So we're 7th in the draft order. We're gonna have a good draft pick. There is a lot of options for this Commanders team in the draft. Again, guys, this is gonna be a quick session here. I don't want to talk about the draft too long, but again, there's going to be a lot of options. There's Ruben Bain. There's Arvell Reese. Those are just two good edge rushers. You could draft a guy like Jordan Tyson. You could draft a guy like Mekhi Lemon. There is a lot of good options out there. You might not even want to trade back, but trading back is an option. You could trade back and get a second round pick. You don't have a second and a fourth round pick. You could trade back and get a second round pick. There's a lot of solid options here for this football team this year in the draft. And you might have a top 5 pick if you lose all these games. If you finish 3-14, you're gonna have a top 5 pick. So, like, nothing's out of the question here for this draft. And I'm not gonna do any mock drafts. I'm not gonna do any mock drafts because I don't know where we're picking at, but we're gonna get active this offseason when I know where we're picking at. We're gonna get active in these mock drafts. So, who do you guys think we should draft? Who do you guys think we should draft in the draft this year? Or should we trade back? Because I'd honestly be down for trading back too. There's so many options. There's so many things we could do this year. So, yeah, who do you guys think we should draft? I'll do a little bit of a Q&A until we hear from Dan Quinn again in about 13 minutes. We do have some new viewers in here. Make sure you guys smash the like button as you join. Goal is 40 likes for this stream. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are not subscribed, trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. Again, any of you, if you can send a super chat, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 5 super chats on this stream today. It's Broncos week. It is Broncos week, guys. We play Bo Nix, another 2024 quarterback from the 2024 quarterback class. And it's going to be an interesting game. This is a team on a roll. I think they're 9-2 at this point. So they're on a roll. They're feeling good about their season. Why not go in there and beat them? You know, we're at home. We're on Sunday Night Football. We're in the throwbacks. Why not go in there and beat the Broncos? Why not give them something to chew on, right? Again, or at least hang close. The Giants hung close with the Lions yesterday. Why not hang close with the Broncos? Why not hang close to the Broncos? I don't see a problem with that. You know, you're coming off the bye week too. Like, why not hang close with the Broncos? There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. So, I want to see a close game. I want to see us hanging there close. I really do. I want to feel better about this team heading into the offseason. Because again, I feel like we're back like cook crack in 2026. And that's been on my mind recently. That's been on my mind recently. Like, I feel like we're going to be back in 2026. And I feel like we still have one of them ones at quarterback. So we'll see when he returns to the lineup. But I hope he plays really good in the back half of the year. I hope he plays really good on the back end this year. And again, gives us some encouragement for the rest of this year. Please give us some encouragement. But even if he doesn't, even if he doesn't come and play well the back end of the year, I'll still have confidence in Daniels. I will. I'll still have confidence in Daniels. So hopefully this injury gets better quick, and hopefully he can return to the lineup soon because we didn't expect this type of season. We didn't expect all these guys to be missing every week. I mean, every week it seems like somebody's missing. So man, I really hope that he comes in and plays well. Let's see. Jonathan writes, if we don't get a top 5 pick, I'm trading back for a late first, second, and fourth round picks. And contrary to popular belief, I'm drafting a stud wide receiver in the first round. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if somebody would trade. I don't know if somebody would trade. Or sorry, if we do get a top 5 pick. Sorry, I read that wrong. Would somebody trade that? Because again, if you're gonna if you do have a top 5 pick and somebody would give you that type of value of a late first and a second and a fourth, I'm doing that. But I don't know if somebody would trade all that. Contrary to popular belief, I'm drafting a stud wide receiver in the first round. Again, I talked about it, I mean, Mekhi Lemon's a smaller guy, I guess. So I don't know if you want him, but like Jordan Tyson, that fits. I mean, kind of what we need. And we need guys to go down the field and stretch the field vertically at this point. We need guys that can do that. We need guys that can do that. So, like, I'm all in for drafting a receiver. It's really whatever Adam Peters wants to do, whatever he feels comfortable doing. I'll lean on Adam Peters. I'll trust Adam Peters. These drafts that Adam Peters has had so far have not been great, but like we're just gonna have to try and trust him. So, yeah, we'll have to try and trust Adam Peters and what he does. So, but I think they could trade back too, and that's a good offer to trade back. What's up? What's up, Awesomeness Sports? Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. What's going on? How you feeling about this this football team right now? How y'all feeling about this football team? Again, hear from Dan Quinn in 8 minutes. So Dan Quinn will come on. Dan Quinn will speak in 8 minutes to the media. Hopefully a long presser, and I'll play that as audio to you guys. I'll put my phone up right by the MacBook, and I will play that so you guys can hear that audio, and you guys can give your thoughts on what Dan Quinn's saying. Again, hopefully a Terry update, and hopefully some more insight on Jayden Daniels and his injury. So make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's get to 30 likes on the stream. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Trying to get to 3,000 subscribers. But yeah, make sure you guys subscribe and leave a like on this stream. And send a super chat support. We're trying to get to 5 super chats today. So, but the reason we came on was because of Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels being evaluated for his elbow injury, and he is a long shot for Sunday's game, and he will return to practice this week. So we're making baby steps to Jayden Daniels for him to return. They're making baby steps for Jayden Daniels to return. So hopefully he can go back to the lineup soon. And we'll see. We'll see how he plays. We will see how he plays. Hold up. All right, there we go. All right. So, let's see. What was I saying? Let me see if I can find this draft order too. See if I can find the teams ahead of us. I was rooting on the Giants win yesterday. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was rooting on the Giants win yesterday. I wanted the Giants to get to 3-9 yesterday, man. I really wanted the Giants to win yesterday because I want I want to be able to get ahead of the Giants in draft order, but they're 2-10 now, so it's probably out of the question at this point, which is all right. I mean, we probably weren't going to catch them either way, and we do have the win over them as well. So yeah, we're 7th right now in draft order. We are sitting at 7th right now in the draft order. So And we're up there. We are up there, man. We are going to have some options. We are going to have some options. We're going to have some good options in the draft. Get a stud, man. Get best player available. Get a stud. I don't care if it's offense or defense. Obviously, the consensus feels like defense. So if you want defense, go defense. You want offense, go offense. There's going to be options for both. But when you have guys, like Ian Rappaport saying Daniels will be unlikely to play this week, he's not going to play. So as much as we wanted to push for Daniels to play, that's just not going to happen, and that's all right. That's all right. But man, I really was hoping my GOAT Jayden Daniels could play this week. I was really hoping he could. Really hoping he could. I thought that maybe we could get Daniels back for this Broncos game for this Sunday night football matchup, but it is what it is. So let's get to 30 likes in the stream, y'all. Make sure y'all smash that like button on this stream. Get me to 30 likes. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, trying to reach 3,000 subscribers. Let's see here. Reason for drafting wide receivers that Jayden Daniels is the man. I agree with that, right? If anybody disagrees with that, they're wrong. I agree with that. Terry's only going to be good for 2 more years, and Deebo Samuel's future is uncertain. Yeah, I think Terry's, he doesn't have much left in the tank. He's getting older, so you need to draft his replacement right now. Do it. We were talking about doing that last year. Deebo Samuel, yeah, he may not be resigned, and Deebo Samuel's on the older side of things either way. A stud wide receiver will be JD5's target for the next decade. Yeah, like, man, I want one of those Ohio State guys. I want one of those, like, it seems like Ohio State guys are they're always good. LSU guys are always good, specifically at wide receiver. Those guys always work out, and it's just like, I need me one of those. I need me one of those. Want this team to draft one of those and get Jayden Daniels that target. Get Jayden Daniels that target. But let's see, it's 3:26, so 4 minutes until Dan Quinn comes on. 4 minutes until we hear from our head coach, Dan Quinn, and we'll hear what he has to say. Again, expect some big updates. Expect some big updates. But if you just joined, or if you've been in here for a while and you haven't hit the like button, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. Let's get to 30 likes on the stream. Make sure you all help me out with that goal. So yeah. But we originally gathered to talk about Jayden Daniels. Obviously, long shot to play this Sunday versus the Broncos. If you did not know, if you're just coming in, Jayden Daniels is unlikely to play versus the Broncos this week, but we'll practice this week. Hopefully, we see some good practice clips. I want to see some good practice clips of Daniels throwing. I want to see him be able to move that arm pretty good and be able to throw. So, and then I think he'll be back for the Vikings game. I think he'll be back for the Vikings game. I do. Facts, yes, sir. Yep. So, and he can face off first Jayden McCarthy in that game, by the way. Man, McCarthy was bad yesterday, too. McCarthy was very bad yesterday. I feel like that is worth noting. McCarthy was awful yesterday. So, it could be way worse, right? It could be way worse. We could have JJ McCarthy as our quarterback. Man, that's that would suck. But let's see. So 2 minutes until Quinn comes on. So 2 minutes until we get our head coach, Dan Quinn, to hear from him and to hear his updates. So again, very excited for this. Haven't heard from him since a week from the bye week, actually. So I've been waiting for this. Watching those teams yesterday, man, I really want to be in the hunt. I really want to be, and if we beat the Bears and the Falcons, we could have been in the hunt at this point. But this season, it's so wide open. I just wish we would be there and be in the hunt and be a team that is very competitive this year. But we're not that, and injuries have killed this year. I already told y'all in the video from earlier, injuries have killed this year. So we'll see. I think Terry will be back this week, though. Actually, I do want to say that. I do want to say this before Dan Quinn hops on. I do want to say I think that Terry will be back this week. I think they've been preparing for Terry versus the Broncos. So I don't be surprised if you see Terry back versus the Broncos. I do think that Terry will return versus the Broncos. Let me get to this comment real quick. Tampa Bay did it with Igbuka while they had Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Seattle did it in JSN while they had DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Hell, Dallas did it with CeeDee Lamb while they had Cooper and Gallup. Yes, 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 yes. I agree with you. Give me 2 1s. Give me 2 wide receiver 1s. It works. It works. And you'd have your replacement for Terry. I definitely agree with that. I'm all for that. I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that. Give me those guys. Give me an extra wide receiver. Give me another wide receiver 1. So, but again, it's all about who they draft. You get a guy in the 3rd round, he's probably not going to be, all that great. So, so we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, you're not wrong. Those are great. Those are great. You know, those are great guys to bring up. They brought George Pickens in with CeeDee Lamb. So it's great. It's definitely a great mention there to bring those guys up. But let's see, it's 3:30, so we should have Dan Quinn on in literally about a minute or so. They should get Dan Quinn on. Excited to hear his mood. He's gonna be all happy. Dan Quinn's gonna be all happy. Dan Quinn's gonna be like, we're back, and stuff. It's gonna be funny to hear this, honestly. But what is he supposed to be like, down in the dumps? He's not a fan, so Dan Quinn's gonna come on here in a second, be all juiced up, So that'll be interesting to see. It'll be very interesting to see. He'll definitely be happy. Hmm. Yeah, so 3:31 right now. He'll be on in a second. Maybe he's not like, I know he's speaking at some point today. But I did like that comment. George Pickens has been balling out with CeeDee Lamb. That's very true. So, all right, let me check for this. Dan Quinn presser real quick. Let me check all my social medias for this Dan Quinn presser. We'll check it. Make sure you guys smash that like button. We have 23 people in here. Help me to reach 30 likes if y'all could. I need everyone in here to smash that like button. Please, guys, go in the comments, type your thoughts. Make sure you guys smash that like button on this stream. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Get me to 3,000 subscribers. Yeah, so Brandon, what you think about a transfer signing? No. That is another Terry situation. No, 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 no. I don't want to, hate on you for saying that or anything, but no, I would not think about that. That's another Terry situation. He's old. He's getting hurt a lot. I would not bring that on. We need younger guys. We need faster guys. We need more explosive guys. Yeah, I would not consider that. Would you, though? Yeah, I would not. I would definitely not consider that at all. I don't like the idea of that. Yeah, definitely don't like the idea of that. See if. All right, so Dan Quinn. Here we go, guys. All right, here we go, guys. Here's Dan Quinn. Oh wait, hold up. They messed it up real quick. They're gonna have to.
A lot about our culture and our standards, and those things weren't fully built just last year. And we began the building process of that, and man, it's cool. We're right in the thick of all of that. So show me a team with a strong standard, and I can confidently say they've been through some shit. And that's kind of where your standards get strengthened and tested and all those good things. And that's exactly where we are. And as I
I
told
like
the
that.
team, for all of us, man, like we can dig and get more. That's game day and really every day. That's more speed, that's more focus, and players and coaches, man, we can for sure do that. It's doing the small things at a world-class level, and where we are, nothing to me is too small. And so there's our opportunity to elevate. And individually as a team, that's our focus, where we're at and how we want to go after it. So that's kind of where I started our, returning from the bye messaging. And I wanted to share that with you as we get started. And it was cool to be back out on the practice field today and get rolling again. We all needed that space, and now it's time to go again. So that said, I'll open it up with you guys and we can get rolling to start the week.
John Keim.
Hey, Dan, I know you want to focus on what's right now, but with Jayden Daniels, reports out, going to be returning to practice this week. I'm just curious what you can tell about what he'll be able to do this week.
Yeah, it has been good. He will be able to return to practice. We had our first session today, but Johnny has not been cleared for contact. So, he'll probably be unlikely to play. But, man, it's good to get started and get the return to play going. So that's a big deal for us.
And how important is it for you to see him back out there playing again this year?
I think it's important as Jayden's getting going, learning to play like this position at the highest level competitively, also doing it safely. And those are reps, that you develop as well. It's a skill just like throwing and processing. And so all those things are important. But him included, it was awesome today. They had everyone really back at practice, John, including 3 guys that were in their 21-day window, and too early to call a lot of the guys, for the game. But getting on the field and having the guys here, John,
I knew you would say that.
That was a big deal, man, to have that many. It's been a long time since I've said that out loud of everybody's here and working. That's for sure.
Nikki?
Assuming that includes Terry McLaurin, kind of what is his trajectory? Where is he at?
Yeah, it was good to see him, man. That smile lit up, and so it wasn't like a full speed hauling ass day, Nikki, but that's kind of what we're hoping the progression for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday looks like for he and some of his teammates. But
I think he's going to play.
Yeah, he's really worked hard, and so to see us take the next step, like we'll see where it takes us. But it was awesome to have him out there today. I'm excited for him.
And for all those guys, I mean, I'm sure the injuries have been frustrated, especially for them. What have you seen from them as they've mentally dealt with it? And then what do you need to see from them to know that they're ready for the final stretch here?
Yeah, for some of the guys, when you've been out for a while, it definitely takes some resilience, Nikki, because especially when there's like a different injury or a re-injury, because that's the easy space to go down the dark spot where it's why again or those things. And so you want to check, mentally where they're at and make sure the things they now can control are this part of the rehab and healing and getting better. And so I knew they would come. But when you're in the thick of it, sometimes it can be hard to see, just on the other side, of the street. But for those guys in specific, knowing they're back doing what they love to do and
make
back
sure you
on
smash
the
the
field,
like button
it's a
if
big
you haven't
step,
done so.
and
Let's
it
get to
definitely
30 likes
adds
on
a
the stream,
lift.
y'all. Click that like button, click that subscribe button. Make sure you guys do that. Appreciate y'all.
Dan, sorry, just to clarify.
Super
so
chat
those
goal is 5.
would be Terry, Noah, and Will Harris.
Correct. Yep. Nope. The 3 in the window are Noah, Will Harris, and Drake.
Right. Okay. Cool. And then kind of on a macro level, I'm sure you took part of the bye to kind of look back at how the first, 11 weeks of the season went. When you look back kind of at yourself, your own performance and messaging or certain decisions you made, what's something that you took away from that review?
Yeah, there's a lot. Honestly, Tom, when you go back through, because you want to make sure you're digging in on the right things and the right mindsets. And so I want to find out, where are the mistakes? And you want to answer, okay, do you know where they are? Are they fixable? Okay, and yes and no's are, answers to those. And then here's the process that you have to go through to do that. Because, as you know, the difference on those winning and losing comes down to these, differences that you need to do. So I want to dig back in hard. I asked a lot of collaboration with the coaches as well, in their opinion. So I wasn't just going to make it my point of view. I wanted to collaborate as strongly as I could, Tom, to make sure that everybody had a voice in this and also how we plan on moving forward with real resolve and making sure the practices, the standards that we want are really being met. That's why I discussed it with the team too.
David Aldridge. Dan, you mentioned Will. I know it's about 2 weeks into his window. I just wonder, is he able to do everything now? And how does it look for him for Sunday? And if not Sunday, the following week?
Yeah, it looks good, Dave. And the reason being, like you said, he was chomping at the bit even before we started. He worked really hard to get himself.
So Will Harris is playing Sunday. So if you guys missed that, Will Harris is playing Sunday. They want to let you guys know that.
Back to it. And then it was really about the movements, conditioning, and those things. And so had the week out in Spain as well of full on practice to go, and then more conditioning, more movements this past week. And then, we're very optimistic heading into this week for him and all that he's done to get himself ready to go.
Dan, it looked like, against Miami, maybe there was a little bit more zone than normal. And I just wonder if that's correct or incorrect. You can correct me either way. And what you saw from your defense in that game that you can build upon for the next 6.
Yeah, what I would say there was a little bit more uncertain parts of the field, Dave. That's accurate in terms of the zone. Some of that's game plan with the shifts and the motions as well, in terms of
real quick. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's go ahead and get to 30 likes on the stream. Everyone, make sure you click that like button. If we're over 30 likes, let's try and get to 40 likes. I need everyone in here to click that like button, please. Make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Get me to 3,000 subscribers. Would really appreciate it. We're trying to get to 5 super chats today. So we already have 1. So we need 4 more super chats to hit today's goal. If somebody could send a super chat, that would be awesome. That would be greatly appreciated. Keeps the channel moving, helps me out a lot. Let's get back to Dan Quinn's presser. Quick little plugs there.
But down in the low red zone, that's probably what I was most excited about, honestly, with the team of just, like trying to impose your will. I can think of the, play by Kinlaw and then the 2 linebackers, Wagner and Luvu on a pass 4th down stop. So down in the low red zone, that's what I was most excited to see with the defense, the energy, the toughness to go just battle for it, man. Those were some cool things for me. Still working to say we got to create takeaways. That has to be part of it. We thought we had some chances too. We didn't nail that. But that's going to be a big part of it too. I've not been one day to say, they come in bunches and those things. Like, no, you have to work at it. You got to go get them. And they're not, freebies that you can get. So that's what I'm looking to dig into more. But I liked the attitude that I saw from some of the guys for sure.
JP?
Hey, Dan, so with Harris, you said you're really optimistic. What's the optimism level with McLaurin for this Sunday?
I'll have a better answer for you, JP, later, only because I've seen Will a little bit longer. But I would say this, man.
I told you guys that he would say this. I told you guys Dan Quinn would say I'll have a better update later. So annoying.
I'm excited about, the possibilities because of his speed and how he's moving. And so those are big steps, JP. And so maybe I saw Will already do it, the full speed spots at practice, come back and do it again. And so that's the space that we need to see from Terry and repeat it. And so once I see that, then I'll let the optimism, grow stronger. But let's take us through those 2 steps first.
Thank you. And then I'm curious, obviously the season hasn't gone the way you wanted, but with these last 6 games, how important for you is it to try to get the team? I mean, you and Adam built this team to be a playoff contender, right? Like, how important is it for you to see that group perform at that level?
Yeah, I want to see us not working to that. I want that to be the standard as we move forward this game, the next game, and on. None of the trajectory I'm saying, like, let's nail these standards that we're looking for. The good news that I would say, like, JP, like, this is a cool group, man. And so a lot of fight, a lot of attitude, and there's been some opportunities for some new faces and some new spots. And I don't take those lightly either, when guys want to demonstrate, I can step up, I can make this move, I can do the next thing, whether they were here prior or new to the club. And so I think I'm just excited, man, to get rolling with some of the guys and hopefully have a few on their way back as well. So it's a big deal for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Scott? Hey Dan, piggybacking off JP's question, that playoff standard, like what will that look like to you the final 6 games? So what do you want to see, actually on the field that makes you believe, all right, we're going in the right direction?
Yeah, I wanted to see us eliminate some of these things that have been tripping us up, Scott. So I'm talking about turnover margins. I'm talking about
I'll address that in a
eliminating
minute.
the false starts, the pre-snap penalties. When I was kind of referring to earlier, like
I do like that comment from Quinn. Like he said, they've had so many mistakes. They played undisciplined football. Fix it.
these little things done at a world-class level. It may not show up on the stat sheet in that way, Scott, but I'll know that. I'll see the speed, I'll see the intensity, I'll see the execution. Those are some of the things that I'm looking forward to seeing us do, not except for this or except for that play, but just consistently doing that spot together. That's what, I'm aiming to see. And I want to see that, on the regular, not up for half, down, like literally this is how we get down. And this is what I'm looking for on the regular.
You mentioned how important it is for Jayden to get some reps to play again. How about from just the evaluation standpoint of all the offensive pieces together playing with Jayden, because the reps, unfortunately, have been few and far between this season. So going into the offseason, how important is it to have Jayden and everybody on the field together just so you can get a really clean and true evaluation going in the offseason?
Yeah, you want to really push one another, Scott, to see where you can take it. You want to find the things that you want to improve upon, and that's really what you're always looking for. Can I raise it to here? Can I raise it to here? For Jayden specifically, it's like obviously playing QB at the very highest, most competitive level, and also, doing it as safe as you possibly can. And so there's a skill that goes with that too, Scott. And that goes, at quarterback and then raising our level at other spots. So it's important, man, to put this mesh together. And we got a lot of things that we want to work on. And so that's why I don't want to go in 6 weeks. To me, it's 4-6 weeks. That there's a big difference there in how we go about it and what that looks like. And I'm looking forward to doing that. This group's one that I'm fully expecting us to level up.
Thanks, Dan. Howard?
Hi, Dan. You said Jayden's unlikely to play against Denver. Do you have in mind kind of a calendar or an expectation for when you think you'll see him on the field in a game? And was there at any point any consideration at all to saying, let's shut him down?
Yeah, the first part, Howard, I'll say I didn't have a long-term space until you got more spots from the doctors, meaning how's the healing coming? Where is that going to go? The extension and flexion of the elbow. So once we knew that was headed in the right direction, then that, it would kind of take care of itself. When, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that part, I don't know. And I still don't have all the answers on that. That's kind of how the player heals and where he's at. And then as far as that's not something we really discussed internally. The first part for us, honestly, Howard, was like, hey, how are we going to get the player better? And let's dig in on that first, not knowing the exact time frame. So that's really where the focus was, right away and right off the bat. We knew we had the bye coming, and then we'd have a chance to regroup and huddle up and, kind of push from there.
Now going into what would be your second game, calling the defense.
Yep.
How have you seen that change your
Bro, who is this asking a question?
day-to-day preparation as you get ready to face a new team?
Yeah, it definitely has to change, Howard. And that's something I've had some experience with, but you're exactly right. And so who do I lean on in some other spots and even change around some other roles on the staff? We're fortunate with staff that we're able to do that. But as opposed to just adding on, how could we maneuver some things around so we could utilize, kind of the best of all the things. So that's this past week honestly gave me some extra time to do that. What did I like about the previous week? Where did I feel, hey, this needs to be shifted over? So it gave me some spots, Howard, I would say, going through the actual week to say, what, this could help on Friday. This could help in game. And so it gave me some spaces to go through there. As far as the calling of it, I think that felt familiar. It's chaos. I love that. Like, that's where I'd rather kind of thrive into that space. That's kind of what like being on defense is about, and, solving this, changing that. And so I like the challenge of doing that together. But I did have to change some things around during the week to help the team the best. And I'll continue to tweak that as I need to, during the week.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan. I know with Jayden, obviously, he's had a few injuries this season.
Should be the last question.
Kind of with, taking the team, some question, bringing him back, if maybe the playoffs, or not, if it's a smart move. I guess for you as a head coach, when it comes to, reaffirming the culture that you're building, how important is it to the guys to, continue to give them the best shot to go out there and win, even if, the odds are sort of stacked against you in the big picture?
Yeah, that part of it, I get the questions. I get all of that. You're just going to try to do what's best, man. First best for the player, and then going into the team. And we'll certainly do that. Like, we know what we're looking to do and how we want to do it, but by no means, Tayshaun, are we careless, about that. And so it's important, not just for Jayden, but important for our entire team. These are the standards and things we want to go after. And so collectively, we do think of that. Our sport only has 17 of these, and that's different than some of the other sports where we really want to dig in. And these are your best, the very best of spaces to improve and get better.
My guy, Steve. Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying, Steve. I don't have hope at all. Right. You shouldn't have hope, Steve. I don't have hope at all. So I agree with you, Steve. I don't know if you already helped me out with my super chat goal today or not, but we're trying to get to 5 super chats today. You know me out that, Steve. Appreciate you for joining me, by the way. You're always here. You're always showing up. So appreciate you. All right, let's get back to it.
And so anytime we can do that, we should certainly try to do that. But I recognize the question, no doubt.
All right, we got time for 2 more. Let's go.
All right, 2 more questions.
Hey, Coach, you kind of touched on this a little bit in some of your responses to others' questions, but, last year we talked a lot about, and earlier this year as well, a lot about the commander standard and what it means to be a Washington Commander.
Yep.
So now that you all have gone through and going through some adversity here,
yes,
what have you kind of really seen as very important to that kind of framework of what it means to be a Washington Commander?
Yeah, so much of it is mindset, Candy, isn't it? About when you're going through the hard things to say, all right, how's this mindset going to be? And when I was kind of referring to like the little things, it's not like you want to heighten them, and it's not a matter of letting them slip. It's a matter of like the extra attention that it goes. And really, there doesn't have to be anything that's too small to go into that. The things that come to the top of my mind for me are kind of the winning time moments and the focus during there. That's a big piece of this, to make sure whether that's a 4th down, a 2-minute, at the end of the game, those ones to where it goes from focus to the hyper focus. And you got to practice it. And I like the competition at practice. So having more guys back into practice, Candy, that's a big deal for me, because now that's more competition, more spaces to go do that. And so that's a big deal. But yeah, there's definitely, as much gets revealed in the difficult times, and you want to watch, you want to see how certain people are reacting, and knowing, okay, there's a person that's down for it. When the chips are down and they're like absolutely going for it, you do learn a lot. It sucks to go through it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But what I said earlier, you show me like a strong, confident team, and there's an excellent chance they went through something challenging, something tough along the way. I think that's teams, that's people, that's a lot of things that go through it. But I want that warrior mindset, looking for the competition, at every space, and knowing that somebody's ready to get down, like every time we go.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Matt. Hey, Dan, if I heard you correctly earlier, it sounded like you were saying that you guys are obviously focused on winning this game and not worrying about playing younger guys more than normal, whatever you think you need to do to win this game. You had the opportunity in the last game to play Johnny Newton a bit more with Duran out, but he still kind of didn't play the majority of the snaps against Kinlaw. What do you kind of need to see from Johnny, understanding that Duran and Javon are playing well? What do you need to see more from him this year down the stretch to get more playing time and feel comfortable or more confident with him going forward?
Yeah, I would say it's one of the strengths of the defense is the DTs, and Johnny's right in the middle of that. I like Ben that he's been disruptive, as a pass rusher, getting upfield to go. And so that to me was a big piece of it. Sometimes the game plan works out that way. Like, you're playing more of a, 5 down front, or how do you want to go about it? But there was nothing, regarding game planning more or less. But I do love the quickness that he's playing with and the disruption. I think he's a guy that can cause havoc. And so that's what I want to see this week and every other, over the rest of the season, of him doing those things together. We're good for one more if you want, Charlie. Dealer's choice. Oh, nope, no repeats.
Go ahead, Nikki. Nikki, you had a clarifying one.
Charlie.
Yeah. You mentioned, Howard, that you changed some roles. Were these like formal changes, or is this referring to just leaning more on Brian Johnson and Dave Gardy? Or
yes, informal, Nikki. Yes, sorry, I should have clarified that. Yeah, just on the staff, what can shift in a game when I'm with the defense? How do I go back in a meeting? Who might hit on one topic differently than I might have. So there's small shifts, but ones that.
All right, so that was head coach Dan Quinn. Said some interesting things. I mean, I think he basically told us Terry's out for this game. He definitely told us Jayden's out for this game. And then he said he definitely told us Will Harris is playing this game as well. So that's kind of what I learned from that press conference. It was a pretty interesting press conference. Took some things away, I guess, but overall, it was a good press conference. I mean, I told you guys he was going to be happy. He was going to be excited. So yeah, that's basically what it was. So that's going to do it for me. I'm gonna glide to the side here now. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your Thanksgiving week. I'll be back with a video tomorrow. I'll be back with a video Wednesday. So I'll be back with a lot of videos here this week. But unless there's any breaking news today, I'll come back later. But that's all the content I have for today. If you want to watch any more of the content that I have, I posted a video earlier. Go check that out. Make sure you guys leave a like on the way out. Make sure you guys all like the stream up on the way out. Let's hit 30 likes on the way out. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel on the way out. Appreciate y'all for joining me. It's going to do it for me, Hail to Washington Commanders. As always, peace.